With my schedule finally being cleared up, I knew I had to go see some art this weekend. And I was right, because Patrick Martinez gave us what he calls history paintings, which feature an IRL experience of the Latinx, Filipinx, and indigenous communities that are normally excluded from the mainstream narratives. Technically, in combining acrylic paint, stucco, and ceramic, arguably traditional art materials, with neon lighting, a more modern art tool, I got to live in the experience, if only for a moment. An experience of walking down the street, passing shops and advertisements in a town that's being squeezed by time, always trying to catch up and yearning not to be forgotten by history. In fact, the patchiness of applied paint to mimic this worn look, overlaid with different visual subjects, give the paintings a hazy memory feel to them, with Martinez depicting subject matter that usually revolve around tensions in socioeconomics, immigration, police violence, and civic and cultural loss. The notions of exclusion and resistance against discriminatory practices are clearly evoked emotionally from figurative icons like Emiliano Zapata, Sitting Bull, and labor organizer and activist Larry Itliong, as well as literally, with neon red lines dividing the canvas. My favorite part was the last stretch of neon signs. However, I wondered if placing these works in the hallway opposite end of the building might have provided a more engaging and intimate experience. But nevertheless, as we stroll in this metaphorical sundown, we take in these stable fixtures that impart a mantra to stand the test of time, reminding our current generation, a generation with a shorter and shorter attention span, a generation spoiled and blinded by technology, to remember those left behind, to give flowers to those who are doing the work in the community and the ones who are fighting for our futures, and the ones that demand equity, equality, and a space to be heard. And the fun continues with Who's Afraid of Cartoony Figuration, a collection of 4 artists' works: Karolina Jablonski, Umar Rashid, Saleh Sewell, and Taboo, curated by Alison Gingras. Seeing their works actually reminded me to watch BoJack Horseman again. And in a similar manner, these paintings and sculpture combining multiple elements and characters are kind of like a snapshot of a television show or a comic strip that leaves you wanting more. And as humans, we're drawn to good stories that make us feel like a kid again, but also ones that challenge our expectations of the real world. Oftentimes, these works aren't taken seriously, but it also doesn't have to mean that they don't hold great impact. Despite varying levels of artistic execution and corresponding success in expression, they certainly don't shy away from tackling conventionally divisive socio-political and cultural subjects that mire our collective consciousness today. Lastly, we have Brian Fridge's Viewfinder, which is a video piece of a solar eclipse that lasts almost twice as long as the solar eclipse that passed over North America earlier this month. It's curious that we're normally forbidden to look at this great big ball of gas almost every day, but during these rare cosmic events of celestial alignment, we're actually enthused to look upon the very thing that can take away our sight, with proper eye protection, of course. Fridge's video explores the same concept, depicting things through his lens, and his lens. The minuscule and grand occurrences that happen constantly without human observation. The video, tracking the moment of first contact all the way to full totality, interspersed with almost NASA-like updates, has deplorable resolution by today's standards that I unexpectedly found to appreciate. So much of today's world is captured in high-definition video, uploaded and shared across platforms. We can see the world without even leaving our bedroom. But have we actually seen the world? Or only the depictions of the world that's captured? Or only a 2-dimensional rendering of a process that envelops all your senses? However, as I watched Viewfinder meditatively, My body reminded itself of what the real solar eclipse experience was like. Whether or not you got to experience the solar eclipse or not, I hope you go check out these works at the Dallas Contemporary and let me know what you think. And if you've watched this far, a major thank you to you, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Stay tuned for the next one. Ciao.